Hi everyone, welcome to SLS1101. This is the virtual course that is taking place in what we call now Fall B, which is a really cool semester that you can take a Fall A and a Fall B. My first piece of advice on success is take as many of those as you can. The Fall A and the Fall B semesters just really work out. So congratulations on taking this. We've got 9 weeks of class, or is it 6 weeks? I think it's 9 weeks of class. I've got a calendar somewhere. I want to carry you through just the beginning of the class. I'm not even going to go through module 1 yet. This video is just going to be getting started in the class. When you open up Blackboard, and you should have a list of the classes that you are taking, and you click on this one. It is titled SLS1101 Student Success Internet 8 a.m. But it's just virtual, so there's no set schedule for this class. We will not have any live meetings unless you personally schedule like a Zoom meeting with me, which we'll talk about in a minute. When you click on that, it's going to take you to this page, and this is what I call the landing page or the splash page. There's nothing in here that I do. I use nothing on this page. So I want you to, if you don't see this blue bar on the left, I'm going to hide it for a minute. Maybe not. Hang on. So I just hit it, and if you don't see the blue bar on the left, I want you to go over there like this. I want you to get somewhere right about there and look for this little arrow. It'll pop out, and I want you to pop that out because that's really important. This blue column is where I do most of my links and stuff. Okay, and I want you to click Start here because that's where you're actually going to start. And then I want you to go through this step by step. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take you with it. There's a picture of me. I'm going to take you down through it step by step, but I want you to do this on your own one by one after we get through this video. And this video is going to primarily carry you through Start Here, which includes syllabus, which includes all this stuff right here. We're going to go through this first, okay? So here's all the things I want you to do. The very first thing I'd like for you to do is number 1, which is complete the contact information form. I'm going to drag it over here and show it to you. The contact information form is a Google form. I do everything in Google. And to be just simply put, the most difficult thing about being a virtual instructor is contacting your students. I'm also a virtual instructor for high school, and I have the hardest time trying to contact my students. So I want you to here put me a valid email address. I already have your IRSC address, but if you'd consider sharing with me another email address that you check fairly often, that would be very helpful. I'd like for you to give me your first name here, your last name, and I'd like for you to give me a phone number that I can text you at. This is what's crucial because this phone number is what I'd like to do a lot of our communication through. I'll give you my phone number that I'm going to be texting you from, and then I would like to do most of our communication through texting. So if you'd give me a number that you don't mind being texted at, I'm not going to share it with anyone, and I'm not going to send you any more texts than I think are necessary. It certainly isn't going to be one a day. It probably won't even be one a week. But yeah, maybe one per week, unless there's some kind of a problem. And you can also text me there. That is the absolute easiest way to get hold of me. But we're going to talk more about that in a minute. Just give me a good phone number here for texting, and then I want to read this to you so that you understand something. This class will require that you take one assessment using the HonorLock system. The system requires you to have a computer with a webcam, Google Chrome browser, and a connection of at least 1.5 megabytes per second. If you do not have this, you will have to make arrangements for this prior to taking the M2A3 Module 2 quiz, which is it's in the second module. Please click the I understand radio button below to accept these terms. Here's the deal. You are going to, most of the tests that we take, or most of the quizzes that we take, you can just take them however you want. Just pop it, click go, no questions asked. But the college makes us make one quiz be proctored, and because of COVID, we can't have you guys go into the testing center anymore. Therefore, we're using this company called HonorLock. They're actually out of West Palm, and it's really good. But the problem is that you are going to need to have this stuff. You're going to need a webcam, Google Chrome, a decent internet connection. Now a good Chromebook will handle all of this, but you need to make sure you have this arranged prior to the time that you're going to take the test, because otherwise you're going to get there and go, what am I doing? And then by clicking this, it means that you understand it. So please do all that. And then when you hit submit, I now have a lot of information about you. So appreciate it if you guys would do that for me. That's like the first thing I want you guys to do. Then we're going to talk about the syllabus. I'm going to drag the syllabus over here. This is probably what's going to take the longest, and I'm going to go as quick as I can. But I kind of have to carry you through the syllabus. This class, before you even start on the syllabus, this class is about being successful in school. That's why it's called Student Success. It's about being successful in college. And I have been in college a lot. I hold a master's degree, which means I took quite a few years of college, and I've been teaching at Indian River for, this is my 23rd year. So I've had a lot of experience with college, and I think I do a pretty good job teaching this class. If I were teaching it to you live, I would just be flooding you with little bits of knowledge and just like grandpa giving you good advice about going to college. So as I go through some of these things, I'm going to be trying to give you good advice. Take it with a grain of salt. I've been there, I've done that. I've got the t-shirt and the accessory pack. And so when I tell you some things, they're just meant to try to help you out. And one of the first things I want to tell you is about the syllabus. Every class is going to give you a syllabus, and whoop, that needs to be fixed right there. Well, can't. Okay. Every class is going to give you a syllabus. When I was in college, way back in the 80s, a syllabus was on one page because they photocopied it and they tried to hand it out to you, and they would give you that one page. It may be front and back, but they certainly didn't photocopy a bunch of pages. This is 7 pages long. You would have never have gotten a syllabus like this. But the syllabus is important because this is kind of like the rules for the class. And I have seen students successfully argue for a change in, I'm going to make that bigger there, maybe not, successfully argue for a change in their grade based on the rules in the syllabus. And so I want you guys to learn what's in the syllabus so that you'll know. And I want to show you that it's not just something to skim over. You really do kind of need to look in it deeply. That way you can know what to expect from the class, and you can also know what the instructor is supposed to do as well. Okay, it'll always have the title. This is SLS1101 syllabus. You're in the School of Education. When you take this class, you may not be headed to be an education major, but this class is handled through the School of Education. That's all it means. There should be this should be return here because it says course number is SLS1101. This class has a specific course number, SLS1101, and then a bunch of stuff to follow it. It's just a specific code for this specific class. The course name is Student Success. It's 3 credit hours long. Let's talk about that for just a minute. What does it mean, 3 credit hours? Well, it doesn't mean you're going to finish the class in 3 hours. It means that you're going to get 3 credits for this class. It's I think it's supposed to be 27 hours total in the class, but that's up to you. But you're going to get 3 credits for it. The typical AA degree is 60 credit hours. That's roughly 20 classes at this pace. A typical bachelor's degree is 120 credit hours, roughly. It can go up or down depending on the class, which means you have to take 40 classes approximately. It'll vary because you'll have some 1 credit labs and some 4 credit classes and all kinds of things. Okay, but this is something you need to know. You can also gauge how in depth and how much time a class is going to take or require from you, because you will, if you have a 3 credit class, that's going to be your typical class. If you see it with 2 credits or 1 credit, it should require less time and less commitment from you. If it says 4, or I even took a 5 credit class one time, it's going to take a lot more time from you. So that's one thing to look at it when you look at a syllabus. How many credit hours is this class? And you need to keep track of your credit hours. Prerequisites for this class are none, but this is where other classes would list a course or a set of courses that you have to have taken prior to taking the class that it is. For instance, ENC 1102, which is English 2, a prerequisite for that would be ENC 1101, which is English 1. You can't take English 2 without taking English 1. And so look at the prerequisites and make sure that you have them, and if not, you might want to consider dropping the class, because I made that mistake one time. I took Biochemistry 2 before I took Biochemistry 1 or Organic Chemistry 2 or Organic Chemistry 1, and boy, was I lost. So I didn't look at the prereqs, and so I had to go back and drop it real fast. Next thing is a course description. I'm not going to read that to you just in the event, because I'm already at 10 minutes here and I'm trying to make this happen fast. I want you to read it, but I want you to look through the course description and the course rationale. Some really good stuff in here. I kind of wish I did have the time to read it, but take time and read through this. It gives you an idea of what the class is going to be like. Every class should have this exact same format. They should tell you this kind of stuff about the class. There are some learning objectives for the class. I think I want to take the time to look at those because they're short. I want to talk about the culture of college and its role in developing academic, career, and life skills. I want to practice effective time management strategies to foster responsibility and accountability in college and life. I want to apply self-knowledge in relation to college, career, and life. And finally, I want to evaluate academic and career pathways using the process of career exploration and planning. Let's go into all those just a little bit quicker. We're going to talk about the culture of college and how the college itself, such as Indian River State College, should really be centered around developing your academic, career, and life skills. And to be clear, I want to talk about life skills. These are not just, math classes. These are not just developing you or getting you ready to become a successful doctor or lawyer or whatever you're going to become. Some of these are just life skills, organizational skills, money management skills, health skills. And so the culture of college is to do all of this, and we actually talk about all that to some degree in this class. We're also going to talk about practicing effective time management strategies that then turn around and foster responsibility and accountability in college life. So these time management strategies, I can tell you that the main reason people are not successful in college is because they do not have effective time management. They do not have ability to manage themselves, their time, or their money very well, time management being one of the worst. And as a result, they drop out of school. If you want to be successful, this is where you start. Learn to become a successful time manager, learn to become a successful money manager, learn to be able to manage yourself and your little quirks and innuendo, things that you fight with on a daily basis. Learn how to manage yourself, including time, including money, including bad habits. That's the very first step of being successful. And don't forget, the name of this class is Student Success. I can tell you from personal experience that my time management, money management, and self-management skills were very low when I first started college. And as a result, I really struggled until I sat down and told myself, you are going to wash out and waste your time unless you learn how to do this. And so I started developing some of these skills that helped me eventually get through college. We want to apply some self-knowledge in relation to college, career, and life, and we're going to do that by taking these little, I hate to call them assessments because that sounds like tests, but they're these little tools, these little things that you're going to do on the internet where they ask you all these questions, and there's no right or wrong answer, but in the end it says, oh, well, you are a cognitive learner or something, and as a result we take all that and add it all up, and we see how your unique way of thinking affects your college and your approach to college and your choices in college, your career, your approach to a career, and your choices in career, and the same thing with life. I mean, how you go through life. And this is, once you get into it, you'll find out this is some pretty neat stuff that you find out about yourself. And then finally, we're going to take all this and add it up, and we're going to do some academic investigation and some planning. You may have done a career research project in school. Well, this is like that on steroids. You're going to learn how to use the IRSC webpage to investigate career pathways, and then you're going to explore that career more. What does it pay? What kind of degree do you have to get? Where do you have to go? And you're going to turn that into a presentation at the end of class. Now, don't get scared because you don't have to actually present it in class. You're just going to present it to me through like a video, okay? And I'm going to show you all about how to do that. And then there's one more, because the page did something silly. We're going to do this. We're going to apply and evaluate effective academic strategies to improve learning. And that's what the whole point is, right? We want you to become a good learner, because you're not going to get through college if you haven't developed good learning strategies, if you haven't become a good learner. So we're going to teach you how to take all this information and apply it to these academic learning strategies. We got all kinds of ideas for how you can do things like, how can I know how to read, yeah, but do you know how to read better? Do you know how to read at a college level? and we're going to be talking about strategies for how you can make that happen. Moving along, trying to go faster here. Textbooks, there isn't one. So please do not ever buy a textbook for SLS1101. We do not require it. Everything that you need for the class is inside of Blackboard. We will link you to anything that we have used, and we have full rights to use these. And if you'd like, you can print them out or you can read them digitally, whatever works best for you. And this goes right back to those learning strategies we're talking about up here, because some people know that they are able to read digitally and get it done, and some people know they got to print that thing out and highlight it and mark up the text and things like that. You can do that with any of the resources we have in this class. So any additional resources are going to be available in the class. One thing that's not in here that I would encourage you, and this is the spot for me to do it, is this. Please get some type of external drive, whether it is a thumb drive, if it's a drive on your computer, that's fine as long as it's your personal computer. I would personally suggest a cloud drive such as Google Drive or Microsoft OneNote or whatever Apple has, I forgot. It's a cloud drive. So get one of those, and everything you do in this class, dump it into a folder before you submit it, because everything in this class is going to be submitted electronically. I will not hand you a piece of paper. You will not hand me a piece of paper. Everything gets submitted electronically. Save everything into a folder. That way later on when you say, but I handed it in, and I'll say, look, I'm sorry, but I didn't get it, you can go, no problem, I'll just submit it again. And that way you don't have to redo it. So that's just my little, and do that for every class, because that's just my little piece of advice. Okay, the course requirements. This course consists of a series of activities and assessments to assist you in achieving the outcomes for the course. Each week you will work on a various combination of assignments, activities, discussions, readings, etc. That's what we're doing. Not much. I think you're going to find out that the amount of work required for this class is not anywhere near pardon me, it's not anywhere near what it could be. This is actually a pretty low impact class. Take a look at the grading scale. In order to get a 100 in this class, there's 400 available points, and we drop your lowest score, and that goes down to 375. 90% of 375 is 338. You want an A in this class, you got to get 338 out of the available 400 points. You want to be in this class, you got to get 300 out of the available 400. You want a C, you got to get 263, a D, 225, and anything below, this is wrong, this should say 224. Anything below 224 is an F. So make sure you fix that if you have printed out this syllabus. 225, and I don't round. With apologies, I don't round. The college has instructed me not to. So you've got to get these point values to get this grade. If you get 337 points, you got yourself a nice solid B. Congratulations. Okay. Wow, this has got messed up. Let me just show you this. There are 2 discussions worth 25 points each, so for a total of 50 points. There are 8 assignments worth 25 points each for a total of 200 points. I think this looks better inside of Blackboard. There are 4 quizzes worth 25 points each for a total of 100 points, and then 1 career presentation worth 50 points, and that's a total of 400 points when you add all that up. Okay, so 2 discussions, 8 assignments, 4 quizzes, and 1 presentation. That is all you got to do for the whole class. Okay. But that adds up to 400 points. We drop the lowest score out of here except for the career presentation. Everything else is worth 25 points. We drop the lowest point, the lowest score, and that gives you out of 375. Okay. We will not round, says it right there. So there, and this tells you the final grading scale. Moving along, this describes all of the things: the discussion boards, the capstone project, the quizzes. I want to talk more about quiz 2 shortly. It is proctored. Well, we already talked about honor lock, so it is proctored. I will be going over the schedule of activities in just a minute. As I move on through here, I would encourage you to read this, but most of this stuff is self-explanatory. I do want to talk about this. I'm going to show you my contact information about how to get a hold of me. There is an Ask the Class discussion board. Please don't post something in there and expect for me to see it, because I won't. If you would like to ask the class, you guys can have a conversation there all you want, and I will monitor it, but I don't look in there routinely for things that you have to ask me, so please don't look in there. There are announcements in Blackboard. I don't use them. I will send them to you in the form of a text and an email. Okay. I've just found that in the past I've tried to do it the right way, and students just aren't interested in looking at Blackboard. But when I send it to you as a text or an email, you get it right fast. So I just gave up on these. These two I gave up on years ago. Okay. If you do have questions, the first thing I want you to do is look in the syllabus to see if you can find the answer. And if you can't find the answer, if you're still confused, please feel free to text or email me, or call me. You can call me if you want, but most people just choose to text or email me. So moving on, there is one attendance component, and that is that you complete a quiz that we have. It's called a syllabus quiz. You have to complete that within the first week, and once you've done that, then you have done your attendance for the class. After that, all that's left for me to do is I get a report telling me how long you've been in the class and when is the last day you logged in. As soon as, if I see that you haven't been in the class or looked at the class for a week or two, I may shoot you a quick text and say, hey, is there anything I can help you with? I noticed you haven't been in class for a while, and I'm just a little worried you're getting behind. Again, that is for this particular class. Other classes that you're taking may have entirely different attendance and participation rules, and they need to be clearly laid out in the syllabus, and you'll see that. The studying and the prep time for the class, it is supposed to be, for every hour that you have in class, you're supposed to be spending 3 hours outside of the class preparing for it. Since this is a 3 credit hour class, you're supposed to be spending 9 hours per week on this class. Now, I'll be the first to tell you that I don't expect that. I don't believe you'll need to spend 9 hours every week on this class. It'll probably be, honestly, somewhere around 2. This is an introductory class. But as you get further along in college, as you start taking the more advanced classes, there's going to be times where that 9 hours you're going to be like, yeah, I wish. So it just kind of works out. Depends on the class. There are some classes that you'll face. When I was taking my biochemistry courses, like I told you earlier, when I was taking my statistics courses and my calculus courses, they were challenging to me. I had to spend more time. But when I got to the courses that I found interesting, I may have spent that much time, but I didn't really care because they were really cool courses. I want to show you this real fast. We talked about Honor Lock. There's this guy, his name is Steven Daniello. He's just a really cool person. This is his phone number and his email. If you have any problems with me, especially with me in this test, I want you to contact Mr. Daniello, and he will either speak to you personally, or he will refer you to, depending on the problem. He'll try to speak to you personally to start with, but if you still have a problem and I haven't solved it, he will refer you to my boss lady, who will then grab me by my ear and tell me to fix it. Now, I'd like for you to only do this if and only if you've tried to get me to fix something and I won't. But I have never had a problem. No one has ever had to call this guy because we work it out. But if you need to, there it is. And I just want to be as transparent as possible because I believe in you guys being able to go up the chain. And if I'm not taking care of you, talk to that guy. Okay. And as we've already talked, quiz number 2 is going to be proctored, and we will do that through Honor Lock. What about late assignments, Mr. Thomas? Well, so the schedule that I'm going to give you shortly is kind of a guideline. It's more of a pacing guide. Yeah, you can get things done on time. Yeah, you can be a little late. I will not take off points for being late, but I will tell you that it is a bad idea to get off pace. So when you see the calendar that I'm going to show you in just a minute, please try to stay on that pace. It's just better for everybody. All assignments are going to be submitted into Blackboard. There will be no exception to that. Please don't email me assignments, or you can email them to me if you want, as long as you submit it to them in Blackboard, because I have to grade them in Blackboard. And if you email it to me, I can't grade it in Blackboard. If you're having trouble submitting in Blackboard, let me know. But it's just like attaching something to an email, really. You'll figure it out when you get there. And I'll try to show you on the next video how to do that. I'm supposed to get back to you within 7 to 14 days. I try to be way faster than that, but we'll see. The rest of this stuff is just things that you need to be aware of, and I would encourage you to read it. We have a great library. We have all kinds of places that you can go on campus for help. I would encourage you to find out what they are, especially if you intend to attend IRSC for the first 2 years of your degree, which I strongly encourage that you do. And you need to learn about your college. Whatever college you end up at, learn all the things. I got out of college and I realized there was a lot of help there that I didn't take advantage of, and it would have made my life easier. This talks to you about logging into Blackboard, but since you're seeing this, well, actually, I'm actually going to send this to you. If you can't get into Blackboard, look here. It's your student ID number, and I can't actually get that. I have your student ID number, and I'll share that with you. And it's your PIN number, which I do not have. And if you don't have your PIN number, you can contact your campus, and they'll share it with you. That's all you need to get into Blackboard is your student ID number and your PIN number. And if you don't have your student ID number, shoot me a text, and I'll share it with you. And if you don't have your PIN number, got to call the main campus. There is a technical support and a helpline for Blackboard. This is it. There's a student accessibility statement, a syllabus disclaimer. Man, that's it. So we're done with the syllabus. What do you think? Again, for every class that you take, you should go through that syllabus that way. The next thing we're going to talk about is the schedule activities, and I'm sitting on 25 minutes, you guys, so I'm going to try to go through it quicker. But another thing that every class should give you is a schedule of activities. And the first thing you should do with this thing is, as soon as you get it, well, hold on, what happened? Maybe I made it too big. As soon as you get it, you need to go in and, yep, this isn't the right one. Hang on. Okay, here's the right one. As soon as you get this, the first thing I'd like for you to do is take this and add it to a master calendar. Now, what I mean by a master calendar is actually part of one of your first assignments in a class. One of the things you should be doing for every class is that you get some kind of a calendar. I personally use Google Calendar, but you can use a paper calendar or an online calendar. But you should take every date that you get from any instructor for anything and put it onto a calendar. Now, you can color code it, like this class could be orange, your English class could be brown, your math class could be green, you know, whatever you come up with. But you should put in all of the dates. For example, all of the Module 1 assignments are due October 21st for this class. So you should go in and on October 21st write Module 1 A1 complete, and actually Module 2 M1A2, has to be completed by October 21st. You've got 2 assignments due on October 21st. You got to do 6 things in 2 assignments. So go in and write all that down. Add that to all of your other classes so that when it's all said and done, you've got a master schedule. Okay, and this master schedule will give you a better idea of how to plan your time. It is crucial that you do this, please. All right, and in fact, it's going to be your first assignment in this class. This M1A1, complete and submit the preparing for college semester assignment. Part of it is to do the calendar for the rest of the semester between now and December. So here's how you read this. This is Module 1. Here's the due date. The modules are broken out into 2 parts. There are these study activities, like these guys right here. I don't know what's happening to my highlighter. These things right here. I want you, M1S1 is to read the Passion or passion.pdf. S2 is to view the role. I'm going to get rid of this. Good Lord. The role of college. It's a presentation. And M1S3 is to view creating a student calendar video. These are the 3 assignments that you have to do for class, or these are the 3 study things that you have to do for class. And then there's one activity, M1A1, and you'll see when you get there. And in fact, that's going to be the first video I show you, is going to be all of Module 1. Okay? So you're going to go through there, and once you complete M1A1, I would personally print this out. Whenever you do something, just draw a line through it. Oh man, it's like cathartic to me. As soon as I get it done, I draw a line, I'm like, yes, that felt good. Okay? And that way you'll also know it's done. When you've totally submitted M1A1 into Blackboard and it says you're good, draw a line through that sucker. That way you know you're done. Now within the first week, so this is next Wednesday, October 21st, this will be due. If you need an extra day, okay, I understand, but you got a week and you only have 6 things to do and 2 assignments in that week. And this is a fast semester. We're going twice as fast as normal. Okay, then we're going to finish up Module 1 with this whole guy right here, and in Module 2 we're going to start we're going to do all of this in the 2nd week, and you see it's all due October 28th. And I'll talk more about it when I get there. I mean, you'll see what I want you to complete. Okay, somewhere there's something that I'm going to want you to do ahead of time. It's down here in part 2. There's an assignment that you have to track your time on, and I want you to start it actually back here somewhere. So I'm going to let you know ahead of time, hey, you need to pull up M2A2 and get started on it. It's not due till November 4th. Then we have November 11th. Then we have November 18th. And you just keep going through this thing. And every time you get one done, you draw. And these codes correspond directly in Blackboard, you'll see. And so they're coded this way on purpose. That way you can find them very easily inside of Blackboard. Now, when we get to the end, December 2nd, okay, is when you'll be completing almost everything, so that you'll have a week just to complete the final presentation. Now, this doesn't mean you're going to wait till this time to start working on the final presentation, because, quit that, go away, because you're actually going to be doing a lot of the work in the final presentation up through here in some of these assignments. And then what'll happen is you'll just, once you get to the final presentation, it's going to be a lot of, oh yeah, I did that in this assignment, oh, and I did that with this assignment. You're just going to put it all together. At least half of it is going to be that way, and the other half is just going to be stuff you do research and clean it up and make it look pretty. And then that's it. December 8th, once you submit that M5A3, my grades are due on December 9th. They do not give me any slack. I cannot take any assignments after December 8th because I have to have time to grade them. So we're going to say that the evening of December 8th, everything is due. If you're running behind, you better get it done, okay? Which is why I'm telling you, don't wait until the last minute. Okay, so that was the virtual syllabus, scheduled activities. Let's talk about me just real fast a little bit. Yeah, that's a picture of me. Don't worry, my wife has me on a diet. I am an instructor at the Dixon Hendry campus in Okeechobee when I do live classes. Lately, because of COVID and a few other things, I've been teaching virtual. So I've been teaching virtual for a long time. My master's degree is actually in virtual instruction, which is really handy right about now. I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree from the University of Central Florida. I'm from Okeechobee. I've lived here my entire life. In fact, I'm from on the other side of most of you from Okeechobee. I'm way out west. I married a girl that I rode the bus with, although we didn't marry each other until well after high school. But I now have 5 children. I teach virtually for Okeechobee County Schools, and I teach virtually and sometimes live for Dixon Hendry campus at Indian River State College. I personally think you're attending, and I have some evidence to back this up, but I personally think you're attending one of the best schools in the United States. It is. You'll hear me talk more about it later, but IRSC offers you the best value. We work hard, we're a good school, and we've been nationally recognized as the best school in the United States, and I'm proud of it, so I want to share it with you. If you want to shoot me an email, you can shoot me an email right there, and I do get it. It goes straight to my phone, so if you send an email there, I'll see it on my phone and go, oh hey, somebody's emailing me. This is my cell phone number to that same phone, and if you call that number, I will answer it. If you text that number, I'll do my best to answer it. But the best way to contact me is through my Google Voice number, which is 863-546-8208, and that is going to be in front of me almost every day. It goes to my phone, it goes to my computer, it goes to my Kindle, it goes to my laptop. I mean, it goes to everything, and so that to me is the best way, and it is the number that I will be texting you from as well, because I can manage it all from my computer as opposed to trying to do it on my phone. So that's the magic number. If you see 863-546-8208 pop up, it'll be me. Now, when I first email you, I'm going to say, hi, this is Mr. Thomas from Dixon Hendry, or from Okeechobee, or from, what do I work for? Indian River State College. And I'm going to identify myself. So when you text me, I would appreciate it if you would identify yourself too. Just say, hey, Mr. Thomas, this is, Ralph Smiley, or whoever you are. I have a question or something. All right. We're almost done. Number 5, student introduction. This is a quick little assignment. Just pop that thing open, write 2 or 3 paragraphs that best describe you and what do you hope to achieve in this course, and get it done. That is part of the attendance for this class. You have to complete everything on this page. There's nothing to do here. This is just a place to go for help if you need it, but we want you to see it right off the bat. There's some videos in the Help Center that if you have some questions about Blackboard. There's some institutional resources here for you to review. Again, nothing that you have to do, although you do need to review them a little bit because they're in the Start Here quiz. And that takes us down to the very last assignment, which is a Start Here quiz. When you click that quiz, it's going to ask you, I think, 10 questions, and you have to get a 75% or better, which means you can only miss 2 questions. And if you get it wrong, you're going to have to restart it and keep taking it until you pass it. I have people all the time saying, I can't get in the class, and the answer is always because you did not complete the Start Here quiz. That covers everything that I wanted to cover right here for what we're calling Start Here. That did everything in this box. As soon as I get through with this and get it uploaded into YouTube and get a link sent to you guys, I'm going to start on Module 1, and hopefully I'll get that done today, and I'll get that out to you because you're going to be working on it this week. So look for a video from me there, but I'm going to do it in a separate video. I used to put the 2 together, and this thing took an hour, and it's crazy. And I'm going to try to do a video for all 5 modules. We'll see how that goes. But for now, that's the end of this. So work on this stuff. When you get through with the Start Here quiz, you are ready to start Module 1. Okay? All right, thank you very much, you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.